YouTube, what is going on, guys? No, it's not your man average, your boy man elite, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys the patch notes, the first patch notes for Madden 27. A lot of stuff to cover here. I think that's going to make a pretty big difference in the way the game is played right now. Where do you find these? You find these over on either the Twitter page, Madden NFL Direct, or X page, I should say, or over on the EA Madden NFL 27 website. All right. Real quick before we do get further into the video, also, I just want to note, if you guys are trying to get better at Madden, make sure to check out the link down in the description, maddenturf.com. Got my full offensive ebook on there. Got a couple defensive tips on there as well. So if you guys have not already, make sure to check out maddenturf.com. Now let's get further into the title update right here. It's going to be a two-part update. So this week, I really don't know what they're putting into the update this week, but they've already stated, and it actually says right here, welcome back, right here, gameplay. So gameplay is the main thing that we're focused on here. What are they fixing? It says outside of stability improvements. So it seems like this update, from the time I'm recording this video, it should be live tomorrow. There's only going to be stability improvements in the game, no gameplay updates. Next week is when they're going to have the gameplay updates, and these are just a few things that they're going to be touching on. I don't know if there's anything else that they're going to be adding, but these seem like they're going to be pretty big. So kind of just scrolling down here. First one is receivers jumping in situations they don't need to. It doesn't seem like a big issue at first, but I have seen sometimes some receivers, when you're throwing a wide open pass, wide open streak, they go for a jump animation, and they don't need to, right? It'll just slow them down. So excuse me, by the way, I've been pretty sick the last week or so, just coming off of a sickness right now, so excuse my voice. But yeah, sometimes the receivers will jump, get a really bad animation on a rack animation, get an ag or something like that, and sometimes it's the difference between scoring a touchdown and not scoring a touchdown. All right. A second one right here is a pretty big one in my opinion. More holding calls when using aggressive blocking coach adjustment. If you guys have not been playing the game enough, or if you guys didn't know, you can put your blocking on aggressive. If you're not doing it already, go do it for the next week, because it's going to get patched. You could have your blocking on aggressive, specifically on run plays, and you're just not going to get holding calls. It's just not going to happen, and you're going to get like significantly better blocking on your run plays. A lot of people are using them on like the pistol runs, really for any run, but they're more noticeable with like those pistol runs, the halfback zone, the halfback dive, things like that. So that's a big one that I think does need to be addressed, and I'm kind of glad it's being patched, to be honest. And then this one right here, this one, I don't know how I feel about this one. Defense now flips with the offense when the auto flip adjustment is on. So if you have auto flip enabled, and your opponent flips the slot corner, like let's say you're in like 3-3 cub, for example, or in a nickel set with only one slot corner, if they flip their formation to the other side, the slot receiver runs to the other side. Now your slot receiver is going to move to the other side of the field. The only thing I might not like about that is maybe I do want auto flip on, right? And maybe I don't want my slot corner following over to the other side of the field if they audible to a certain formation, right? That's the other thing too. It says when the offense flips, the defense is going to flip with them. I don't know if that's also going to include them audibling to a different formation where the slot receiver moves from one side of the field to the other. For example, bunch. Let's say there's bunch to the right. If they audible to trips, usually, the receivers will go to the other side of the field. So I don't know if that's going to have any effect on that. I'm assuming it will. But again, we'll have to see how it pans out on the actual patch. And then blockers respond better to contains. That's a pretty big one. Because a lot of people right now are basing their defense off of contains. Maybe the rush 4 from the 4-3-6-1, or a 4-down line set where those contains just come around the edge and they don't get blocked sometimes unless you step up in the pocket. Formations like 3-3 cub, like dollar, right, where in 3-3 cub you can move those backers out and you can get those really good angles, right, where the tackles are not picking up any of the edge rushers. I don't know, I'm kind of in between this one. I do kind of agree that those tackles do kind of sometimes dumb out, but there are ways to pick up these blitzes. Again, like I said, if you have not checked out maddenturf.com, check out maddenturf.com. Link is going to be down in the description, fellas. I go over how to block these blitzes, even pre-patch, how to pick up these blitzes off the edge, pick up both blitzes, be able to step up in the pocket, have a little bit extra time to make your read down the field. But I do agree that, you know, the tackles should not dumb out like they're dumbing out in the game, but I feel like there does need to be some kind of pressure in Madden for there to be some kind of skill gap, in my opinion. Like I said, if you're able to pick up these blitzes, right, and actually set up protection, then you're cool, right? You're not dealing with these crazy contained blitzes. And like I said, if you currently set up pass protection, like there's still ways to block these blitzes. But I do agree with the 4-down linemen and the way that they're kind of interacting with the offensive line. I don't think the contains should be looping all the way around, right? Especially because sometimes you don't have control over the quarterback drop back. Sometimes you get an automatic 5-step drop. Sometimes it's an automatic 3-step drop depending on the play. So like I said, I don't really know how I feel about that. I think one thing that should be looked into adding, in my opinion, is if contains are going to be like this, there should be some kind of coaching adjustment that you can set to have some kind of setting on how many yards your quarterback is going to drop back at the snap. If you want it to be a 5-step drop, a 3-step drop, no drop back, you know, things like that. There should be a setting for that, right? Because sometimes there are some plays that are just not able to be called because of that automatic drop back. So enough yapping about that. I think this is a pretty big one that's going to change a lot of people's defenses if the contains do get patched. The only thing with that, I feel like if the contains get patched, I feel like it's going to open up a few other kind of glitchy stuff inside the trenches, right, between the tackles with the guards and stuff like that. Maybe some B gaps here and there that shouldn't be happening. So yeah, because I feel like right now there's like literally no B gaps or A gaps that are really coming in, aside from like an occasional loop, like a crossfire or something like that. But besides that, there's really no A or B gaps in the game right now. And then, of course, everything else is just going to be franchise mode stuff. I don't play franchise, so I don't know enough about this, but you franchise guys out there, just know that there is going to be some franchise mode additions or fixes coming in the next patch. All right. So yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. Again, I think it's going to be a pretty big title update, especially if it's next week. Next week, we do have the first MCS tournament of the year. Usually the first patch always happens right before a tournament. This is usually the popular time when EA starts to put out a patch, when it's right before a tournament. So we'll see how the game pans out. Again, like I mentioned, if you haven't checked out maddenturf.com, link is going to be down in the description. And of course, if you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you guys don't miss when I upload a new YouTube video. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, stay safe. Peace.